CTV Calgary, local breaking news.
Good afternoon. The search for suspects continues after two men were shot early this morning in Taradale. Police say two men were sitting in a vehicle on Tarawood Grove around 2:30 this morning. Both men were hit by bullets and taken to hospital with serious life-threatening injuries. Investigators believe this was a targeted shooting. Police now believe speed and alcohol were factors in a crash early this morning. It happened around 2:30 on McLeod Trail near 58th Avenue. Police say the 19-year-old driver of a BMW M5 failed to negotiate a turn after fleeing a traffic stop. He smashed into the back of a parked car, and that caused a chain reaction, leaving 7 vehicles with damage. Charges are pending. A woman has died after getting hit by a cyclist. It happened Saturday afternoon on a pathway in Hidden Valley. Police say a 12-year-old cyclist approached a couple from behind and collided with the woman. The victim, in her 50s, was knocked to the ground and taken to hospital in life-threatening condition. She has since died. Police are now investigating and adding they do not believe speed was a factor. Alberta Health Services has issued a water quality advisory for one beach at Chestermere Lake. AHS says effective immediately, the public should not swim or wade in the Cove Beach area. Elevated levels of fecal bacteria have been found. At their current levels, they could cause gastrointestinal illness along with skin, ear, and eye infections. The advisory applies only to Cove Beach and does not affect other beaches at the lake, including Anniversary Park and Sunset Park. 2 cougars, orphaned near Canmore last winter, have a new home in Quebec. Park Safari, south of Montreal, has taken them in. A hunter killed their mother, leaving the pair orphaned and too young to care for themselves. After a brief stop at the Calgary Zoo, they're now in Quebec. Cougars aren't endangered, but they're certainly rare.
There used to be cougars all over eastern Canada. There's none in Ontario or Quebec. There's none east. There's none in eastern United States anymore. They used to be all over, right? Only out west. But let's protect what's left.
Park Safari is holding a naming contest for the cougars. It is on the park's website. Calgary will no longer be hosting the North American Indigenous Games in 2027. The council responsible for the Games has retracted Calgary's hosting rights. The event attracts thousands of Indigenous athletes from both Canada and the U.S. In a statement, the government body says despite working closely with the host society for 2 years, critical benchmarks could not be met. In the coming weeks, there will be more information about where the 2027 Games will take place. According to Statistics Canada, Alberta's economy lost 17,000 jobs in July, and the unemployment rate increased. Our unemployment rate is now 7.8%, which is a percentage point more compared to June. StatsCan says Canada's July losses were concentrated in full-time work and in the private sector. The agency says youth aged 15 to 24 saw the biggest employment drop in July amid a tough summer jobs market. The information, culture, and recreation sector led job losses, followed by construction. Despite an uncertain economic outlook because of tariffs, most Canadian workers remain confident in their employment prospects. The United Church of Canada has offered an apology for harm to members of the LGBTQ+ community and a commitment to continue work with members of that community.
The act of apologizing is never the end of the work.
The church offering the apology today during its 45th General Council. The church has been allowing LGBTQ+ members to become ordained since 1988, but says it's still important to acknowledge the shortcomings and the harm the church has caused to members of the community.
It's also important to send a message to our society as a whole that inclusion and acceptance and celebrating people for who they are, it is a critical thing.
Blair hopes the apology is a step toward allowing LGBTQ+ people to feel accepted and valued in the church. The name of Calgary's new 1,000-seat performance theatre is being revealed today. It's part of the Arts Commons transformation project. The expansion and modernization is in phase 1, and that includes developing a 3-level, 170,000 square foot building to house the 1,000-seat theater, as well as a 200-seat studio theater. Construction on the ACT expansion is expected to be complete in 2028. Calgary's Fish Creek Park is turning into a canvas this weekend as artists compete in a one-day outdoor painting challenge. It's the first ever Canada Paints plein air competition. 8 juried artists race against the clock to capture a surprise location in just 4 hours. The painters will work entirely outdoors, dealing with shifting sun, shadows, and the weather. The public is invited to watch the artists in action.
I think there's an immediate fascination watching something being created in real time. Like there's a depth to this as an audience member that is absolutely fascinating. And if you stick with an artist from beginning to end, like if you watch them for the whole 3 hours, I think you would go through quite a journey yourself seeing that art being produced.
There's also a wild card category open to anyone who wants to sign up and compete. That costs $35. The event wraps up with a public auction of all the art that was created. The RCMP musical ride will be performing in the Calgary area this weekend. The mounted troupe will be at Century Downs Saturday and Sunday. The musical ride involves cavalry drills and formations on horseback, all choreographed to music. Each performance will support a local charity. On Saturday, ticket sales will help Stevens Backpack Society. Sunday's ticket sales will support Bear Valley Animal Rescue. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on the top stories coming up on the CTV News at 5 and 6 or anytime online at ctvnews.ca/Calgary.